There is a simple reason why science has a very naive understanding of ourselves and our universe. It can only discover correlations, not causation. It does not have a concept of quantum measurements. It has no tools to measure quantum fields. Since everything in the universe happens at a quantum level, science as we know it is only able to breach concepts originating from how relationships function at a rudimentary level, but not why those relationships exist. Science and its conclusions are one-dimensional, and there lies its greatest limitation and ignorance, and thus it will never supersede what humans already know about themselves. Science is so far behind simple empirical observation, so far behind the actual functioning of the human body, so far behind anything remotely relating to the understanding of ourselves and our universe, because it can't assess the subatomic forces that guide all matter. Science can't even measure a quantum field or the functioning of more than 90% of our DNA, and yet we expect it to be able to determine what a cure is. It is not conceptual, so it can't. Quantum theory is generally regarded as one of the most successful scientific theories ever formulated, but the majority of scientists fail to embrace many of the concepts and realize that there is no other reality except the one produced by quantum consciousness. Quantum physics informs us that a system exists in superposition, that is, in all possible states, until we observe that it is only in one specific state. One of the most beautiful experiments in physics is one that elegantly demonstrated how observation affects quantum systems, the double slit experiment. The double slit sets aside causality, determinism, and the notion that reality is out there, as it blurs the line between the observer and the system being observed. In the double slit experiment, researchers found that light and matter can display characteristics of both classically defined waves and particles. Moreover, it displays the fundamentally probabilistic nature of quantum mechanical phenomena. One of the problems with scientific query is that it more often than not dismisses everything that does not fall into its little box of logic. We can't prove it if we can't test it. So when science doesn't understand something, or encounters the unknown, it places it in the same box to try and interpret its meaning. The problem is, what science doesn't know or appreciate with current technology is that the most defining concepts in the universe don't fit into a logical box of linearity. They can't. They're quantum. They're multi-dimensional, as is the planet and everything in it. What studies have failed to address on the planet is causation based on this quantum level. They have tried through many different methods to obtain conclusive results in their scientific research through a countless number of double-blind, placebo-controlled and random studies, which are considered the highest standards for scientific experiment. Still today, there has never been one published scientific study based on this standard that has identified causation beyond subatomic levels. Yet it is precisely those levels that cause everything to manifest in the physical body and our environment as it does. Science can only derive correlations because it does not address energetic causation, which is the underlying mechanism behind every single experience and event, whether physical or non-physical. 100% of our health, disease and all experience is based on energetic components within our field. There is no other cause of disease. Diseases are primarily third-dimensional experiences and will cease to exist when we learn to maintain vibrational levels at higher frequencies, and we are. We separate chemistry, physics and so many other sciences when they are all integrated in ways even quantum scientists cannot fathom. Absolutely everything is connected and can thus be manipulated at the quantum level. Scientists will rewrite all of their laws in the next 50 years once they obtain tools that can measure quantum energy. They will learn that consciousness, emotional states, love, compassion, hatred, fear are all measurable. Can you imagine the day when we can measure the emotional states of entire regions? Human DNA is multidimensional at that the so-called junk DNA has a very specific function that connects us with everything that is. Does that mean you can control matter? Control gravity? Control the laws of physics as we know them? Yes, to all of them. They will discover that sacred geometry creates all levels of consciousness, the divine nature of human beings and of course the physical world. Does it not amaze you that humans can only define things in straight lines? Everything is from the linear perspective. But all things in this universe can bend. They don't go straight. It seems the human brain has a difficult time grasping this concept, and hence the limitation of sciences on planet Earth. What about math? Do you think math in a multi-dimensional quantum field is the same as in a linear one? Quantum math is not influenced by empirical values but by the numbers around them. A 5 is not a 5 but is modified and influenced by the 4, 6 and all the numbers around it. This means that the formula for a circle will no longer be pi in quantum math. It will be a whole number. Atomic densities and matter will no longer be seen as static. It will be possible to alter the mass of any object that exists. What people today call anti-gravity will simply be an object without mass. It will float and scientists will wonder why they never thought of it sooner. Just as our bodies are expressions of our consciousness in a physical form, the physical geometric forms are representations of the original geometry of light that exists beyond the physical level. On this original level beyond the physical, geometric forms fluidly transition into each other, representing how our consciousness continuously transcends and moves into higher and higher states of evolution. The key element that ties the geometry together is that of the spiral, creating a tree of transcendent geometries that represent our true infinite nature and creating endless templates along the way. These templates of creation manifest on the physical level in many forms. The physical manifestations are an archetypal expression of the energy fields beyond the physical. Sacred geometry in nature is then a tangible expression of the archetypal matrix of creation that acts as the building blocks of reality. This will be a big one for scientists, as many will learn in the coming few decades to factor energetic principles as causation before initiating any study. Physics and chemistry will be rewritten and scientists will gain a better understanding of the effect of energetic resonance and its effects on all things. This will revolutionize science and remove many obstacles that have hindered scientific inquiry from progressing. The physics and the metaphysics will soon combine. All will be understood in ways that were not possible for thousands of years, and it will span across the globe. There will be invention that benefit humanity to such an extent that they will transform the food we eat, the air we breathe, the transportation we use, but most of all how we interact as a species. Imagine that. And all it took was the understanding of a quantum field. It's coming. And if you want to learn more, I recommend you click the link in the description. From www.power-quadrant.blogspot.com/ and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter and Google+. Thank you for watching and see you next time.